Well, hello again and welcome to another Hyperion morning. How you doing out there? Hope you had a wonderful weekend. It is Monday, but you know what? We got this. We got this. I know it's tough, especially after the holidays, to get back on a regular Monday, but you guys are strong. We're going to get through this. And before you know it, it'll be the weekend again. Good morning, Tony. So glad to have you here. Happy Monday to you as well. Hopefully everything is going well for you and your family. Hopefully everything is going well for you and your family, no matter what you got going on today. Whether you are back to work, whether you're still taking a little time off and traveling back, whatever you got going on, you've got this. We're strong. We're going to get through it, and we're going to have some fun today. I hope you enjoy that. Hey, good morning, Marianne. So happy to have you with us as well this morning. So good to see you here. Hopefully you have a wonderful, wonderful Monday ahead for you as well. Yeah, it is Monday. Hopefully you had a good weekend. We had a very nice weekend. It was actually a pretty relaxing weekend. Even though we were at the Walt Disney World Resort, we kind of did it in a very, very chill style, which was kind of the vibe of where we went over the weekend. It was very, very chill because if you don't know, if you didn't watch yesterday's show or the shows leading into it, or you didn't see us on social media, well, we happen to be out at the new Island Tower out at the Walt Disney World Resort, out at the Polynesian Village, of course, resort. And we had a nice couple days out there. It was a little chilly. I'm going to say it wasn't the perfect weather for what would be considered a pseudo island vacation. But we made the best of it, had a great time, scoped out the grounds. We spent lengthy time. I don't think we never left the Polynesian resort. No, I take that back. We did walk over to the Grand Floridian for a little bit because there's the walking path there. But we never really left the Polynesian resort outside of that quick journey. But we had a great time. We'll be discussing a lot of it in next week's episode. We're really going to get into detail about it because there's a lot to say about this brand new tower. But since you've decided to come along with me this morning, I'm going to share a few things with you about that, including some pictures here. So you can see this is one of the pictures of the resort that we took from outside. You can see the palm trees blowing there. It was a little breezy. That's kind of helped it be a little chilly. But it was nice. But yeah, we were taken back by it as far as we really, really enjoyed it. We really enjoyed the vibe. We really enjoyed the look at it, including like a lot of the lobby, the texture. I mean, the outside, you can say what you want about the outside and whether it's plain, I think there's some nuance there that you really need to look at. And when you're far away from it, you may not pick it out. But when you're closer, you may see it. But man, you get in the lobby and the textures and the artwork and everything, it just comes to life. It really, really feels very Hawaiian, very Polynesian. I think I mentioned it to Michelle because we used to go to Hawaii quite a lot. I'm sure that'll come out in this weekend's episode. And it felt very much like a lot of the wonderful places we enjoyed to stay right there in Hawaii, but with that Disney touch, that feel, the little pieces of Moana in there, but not shouting Moana. Like it's there, but it's not like smacking you in the face. It's beautiful. You can see a little bit of it here. You can see some of the artwork that's around. It's obviously there. You can see, let me see if I can get it a little bit larger for you here. You can see in part of it that Tamatoa is in there. You can see Moana on her ship there. You can see a little bit of that. It's definitely there, but it doesn't like hit you in the face of like Moana everywhere. It really feels more Polynesian than anything else. And it's beautiful. Love it. The artwork everywhere. Again, we'll get more into this week's episode. Fantastic. The pool, the Moana at the pool is great. It is so beautiful and fun, and they really did a great job. It really feels like they recreated Moana right there by the pool. A sneak preview yesterday with you. I'm looking forward to the full review. Yes. If you watched yesterday's show, I walked you around the room a little bit, and we will share more of that this week. But yeah, the pool is so fun. And I was telling Michelle this as well, is that I think this is the one like little splash pool area that you're going to see more adults like us here in these pictures hopping on board to get a photo because it's so good. It's so good. The kids, I mean, of course, you got to let the kids play there, but every once in a while, it was cold the other day, so we had the perfect opportunity to not have to get in the way of any kids playing there and hop on board and get our photos taken. I think you're going to see a lot of adults getting their photos taken because it is brilliant. It is really, really good piece there. And we did try some of the food as well. We didn't go and eat there as much as I think we planned to, but one of the first things we did was go to Wailulu Bar and Grill, tried some of the food, tried some of the cocktails. We'll have a lot to say about that as well, and more to say in the future because we have plans to go back. We'll be going back we'll be back in the Polynesian in a little over 3 weeks, and we'll be back actually staying at the Island Tower somewhere actually for Princess Race Weekend, Run Disney Princess Race Weekend. So later in February. So we'll be visiting again, and we'll have a lot to say about that. And of course, we were blessed, as you know, from if you were watching us on social media, we were upgraded. We got some pixie dust, and we got this spectacular view. This was completely one. We did a duo studio, which is the small studios. They're just made for 2 people. They're really small. We've not stayed in one yet. We were looking kind of forward to checking it out and seeing what it's like. But even better, the fact that we got upgraded to a deluxe studio and then a deluxe studio with this crazy, crazy view of Seven Seas Lagoon. Amazing stuff. It was amazing. So anyway, we have a lot to say, more to say on it, but I'll just tell you right now, spoiler alert, it's going to be mostly favorable to the Island Tower. And I think you're really going to get a kick out of it, the chance you get to visit it, get to stay there. And we'll have a lot more to say about it for sure coming up in the future. What else are we talking about on this day? Well, it was the Golden Globes last night, and the Walt Disney Company did have a successful Golden Globe ceremony. Overall, they won 6 Golden Globes, including for Shogun, which is an FX Hulu mostly show. But it swept its categories. It had 4 wins, including Best Television Drama. It also won Best Actor Drama, Best Actress Drama, Best Supporting Actor Television. It did fantastic. It's a show that we haven't watched yet. I think we started it, but never got around to completing it. Michelle and I, we were talking about it again last night. We're like, we need to go. Excuse me. We need to go and get into it again because it looks great and everything about it. Everybody says it's fantastic. So we need to go back into it. A show that we have watched and really, really enjoy, although it can be a little tough to take at times, but it is also really good, is The Bear. And Jeremy Allen White, who you know from The Bear. He's Carmy. He's the head chef there. He won Best Actor in a comedy or musical, television comedy or musical. And Kieran Culkin won Best Supporting Actor for a Motion Picture for A Real Pain, which is a Searchlight project. Again, something owned by Disney. Again, these aren't distinctively Disney, but they're Disney affiliates. Yeah, good night for the Walt Disney Company at the Golden Globes last night. And I thought it was good. I'm going to be honest with you. You know me, I get up early. I don't stay up late. We only watched a portion of it. We'll probably watch more of it tonight. But what we watched, we did really enjoy from the Golden Globes last night. What else are we talking about on this day? It is December 6th. 2025. Well, today also happens to be Three Kings Day for those of you who celebrate Three Kings Day. If you don't know what Three Kings Day is, it is actually the 12th day of Christmas. So if you go 12 days after Christmas, that is Three Kings Day, the 6th of January. It's mostly Latino cultural tradition where they celebrate basically the 3 wise men, the 3 kings, delivering their gifts, glorifying baby Jesus on this day. So yes, and this is the day that they celebrate that. A lot of their celebrations continue on until this day. So yeah, Three Kings Day today. So happy Three Kings Day for all those of you who celebrate that holiday. What else are we talking about? Well, maybe the 3 kings, along with their frankincense and myrrh and everything, brought along a little shortbread to baby Jesus, because today is National Shortbread Day. Do you like shortbread? I'm okay with a good shortbread cookie if it's a really good one. There's some that are like, but a good shortbread cookie, I'm on board. It's not my favorite cookie by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm good. I'm good with a shortbread cookie. Today also happens to be National Beans Day. I am much more on board with beans. I love a good plate of beans. I like a lot of these beans you see here in this picture. Um, Michelle would say, I eat maybe too many beans. And you know why she says I eat too many beans. But I enjoy a good plate of beans. I do. I like a good bean soup. Bean soup, really good. But yeah, today's a day to enjoy some beans. Enjoy some beans today. And also, it is a day that I don't enjoy as much, or at least I enjoy it, but I don't do very well with it. Today is National Technology Day. As you've seen the show, you know very well. Maybe not my strong suit, but it is a day to celebrate technology as well. Maybe something more that I am better at. Hopefully, some people think so. At least Michelle thinks so. It's National Cuddle Up Day. So, get that loved one, whether it be a human, whether it be a fur baby, whatever it is, get in and cuddle up today. It is a day to do that for sure. And this is interesting. On this day on history, let's get into this day in history. I found this fascinating. On this day in 1942, the Pacific Clipper, which is a photo of it you see here, was the first ever commercial airline to complete an around the world voyage, around the world flight, essentially. Of course, at that time, I don't think even now you can go all the way around the world without stopping, even on some of these big planes, but you can go very far. Then you had to stop multiple times. Well, in 1942, or actually this flight left in early December 2nd of 1941, left from San Francisco to fly to Auckland, New Zealand, which is a long enough flight as it is. And again, stops along the way. There's no way it made all the way. But something happened, you may know, in early December of 1941, a day that will live in infamy. So when they reached Auckland, New Zealand, they were told, we need you to get back here for the war effort. We need this plane to help us out, this seaplane, this amazing seaplane, to help us out with the war effort. So they were told to go ahead and head west to get back to New York, to get to LaGuardia, and help with the effort. So, but the problem was they didn't, because all of a sudden this war is going on, they didn't have the people to kind of get them fuel, get them all this stuff. So they had to stop at many places, finagle their way to get all this fuel, get everything, all the provisions to get them back. Eventually they do on this day again, they left on December 2nd. They get there to LaGuardia on January 6th of 1942. But yes, it becomes the first round the world flight. And then they go out and they help with the effort. Also, kind of, I guess, to commemorate it in 1947, so after the war passed, Pan Am offered the first commercial round the world ticket to customers. If you wanted to purchase a round the world ticket, I can't imagine what that cost, what it would be in today's dollars. I'm sure it was ridiculous. But in 1947, they offered the first round the world ticket. Pan Am. Interesting. How about this? I love sharing fun. One of the things I get out of this show is I find interesting things in history that I'm fascinated with. I hope you are too. I may be boring you with some of these things, and I apologize if I am, but I find it fascinating, and I just kind of hope you will too. One thing I don't think you'll be bored with, or I definitely think you'll find fascinating if you grew up in the same era that I grew up in. Well, on this day in 1973, Schoolhouse Rock debuted on ABC. I learned so much from Schoolhouse Rock. I don't know about you, but man, Schoolhouse Rock taught me so much that I still know to this day. Conjunction Junction, I'm a Bill, I'm only a Bill, and I'm sitting here on Capitol Hill. Some of the things that we remember. But it debuted on this day in 1973 on ABC with a multiplication one. Yes, Marianne, I'm just a Bill. Yes, I'm only a Bill. I think that's one of the ones. But Conjunction Junction was another one that I really loved. There's so many of them. They were so great. They were amazing, and they taught so much. I don't know if they could recreate it today. It ran until 1985 officially. They started it again in early 90s. I think I read it ran from 93 to 1996. Yes, Tony, you're right. It is Disney owned now. Well, it was on ABC. It makes sense, right? Love Schoolhouse Rock. I know. You can tell Marianne and Tony grew up in at least somewhat close to the same era that I did. I'm sure they're both much younger than me, but you can tell the people who grew up around Schoolhouse Rock for sure. Um, so it debuted. It was a math one. That was the first one that ever aired. Um, Multiplication Rocks. It was actually 3 is the magic number is the very first one that ever aired. And then again, it ran on for so long and it was so great. And I love Schoolhouse Rock. Again, I don't think enough kids, like we used to get up and we would throw on cartoons on Saturday morning. Like Saturday morning cartoons was it for kids. Because that was the only way you're going to get them. You get some in the weekday afternoon sometimes, and you would get them Saturday mornings. Like you would get up early and you'd watch your cartoons, and Schoolhouse Rock was a part of that, and it was great and loved it so much. And I don't know if you could recreate that today, but still really, really fun show, and so educational. Again, so many things I know today I can credit to Schoolhouse Rock for sure. How about this? On this day in 1975, Wheel of Fortune debuted, but it debuted, I didn't really do a good job on my slide here. It debuted with, boy, all right, I just mentioned I have trouble with technology. Wheel of Fortune debuted. It wasn't with the host that it was with Chuck Woolery and Susan Stafford. Chuck Woolery was the host. Susan Stafford was the letter turner. But yeah, it's debuted on this day in 1975 on NBC. And then, of course, later on, it got to Pat Sajak and Vanna White, probably the hosts, that ran for many, many years. The hosts you probably know the best. Now, Ryan Seacrest is the host. But yeah, 1975. Wheel of Fortune, one of the best game shows in history, debuted on NBC. Also, if you're to your birthday today, a very happy birthday to you. Here are just a few of the fabulous people that you celebrate your birthday with on this January 6th. How about Rowan Atkinson? He turned 70 today, born in 1955. You may know him as Mr. Bean. He's had many, many other roles. He also, if you didn't know this, he is the voice of Zazu in the original Lion King, the animated Lion King. Happy birthday to him. Great, amazing golfer, Nancy Lopez. Three major titles, 48 LPGA titles over her career. She turned 68 today, born on this day in 1957. Do you watch The Walking Dead? I don't know if that's for everybody. I kind of, at least the early years of The Walking Dead, I was kind of intrigued by it. I kind of liked The Walking Dead. But one of the greatest characters on The Walking Dead, if you watched it, Norman Reedus, he plays Daryl on The Walking Dead. He turns 56 today, born on this day in 1969. A great Academy Award, Tony Award winning actor, Eddie Redmayne turns 43 today, born on this day in 1982. You may have seen him. He was at the Golden Globes last night. He was nominated. But you may know him, of course. He played Stephen Hawking in The Theory of Everything. It's a great movie. If you haven't seen that, highly recommend it. Really, really good. But also, you may know him from Fantastic Beasts, but so many other roles. He is a great actor. And then one of the funniest people on the planet, in my opinion, Kate McKinnon, turns 41 today, born on this day in 1984, for many, many years, doing so many fabulous things on Saturday Night Live. But she was also recently, just a couple years ago in the Barbie movie, of course. She's had great roles, so many great roles, but probably known best for her Saturday Night Live and how funny she was on that show. So again, a very happy birthday to them. And if it is your birthday, wishing you the very best birthday as well. I know it's Monday. I know the weekend's over, but doesn't mean you can't celebrate in the best way possible. Do it. Celebrate the heck out of it, for sure. One more thing before I get out of here. Yes, I always have to self-promote a little bit. And yes, we did have a new episode that came out just yesterday. Hopefully you've had a chance to listen to at least a portion of it. It is a longer episode because we had a really good sit-down conversation with Troy and Mimi from the Disney Assembled podcast. Really great father-daughter Disney-related podcast. Hopefully you'll check out their show, but hopefully you'll obviously check out our show. You'll find out more about them and then go check out their show, subscribe to their show because they do have a great podcast. It's a lot of fun. We sat down, talked with them about their love of Disney, talked about, creating the show. Mimi's got some big plans ahead. I'm telling you, she's got some things in the works. It's really exciting to hear a young person be so thrilled and have so many things ahead, including possibly some Disney stuff for her, but great things ahead for her. But that whole team, podcast, great. I think your conversation is great. We even play a little game where we do a little Disney assembling. We assemble a superhero squad, each of us, with using Disney characters, and kind of put together our best superhero squad. A lot of fun. Hopefully you check out that interview. And then we'll also have a video version of that episode coming sometime later this week, maybe tomorrow, maybe Wednesday, probably tomorrow. But I'll let you know, of course, as I always do, because again, I got to self-promote a little bit on this morning show every day. And I will self-promote when that happens as well. So, all right, gonna get out of here. Everybody, I know it's Monday. I know it's tough, but you've got this. You're gonna get through it. Before you know it, it'll be Tuesday. We'll get through today. It'll be Tuesday, Wednesday. It'll be hump day. You'll get over the hump, and then you'll slide into the weekend again before you know it. You got this, and I'll be here with you to kind of help ease through it, give you things to celebrate each day, give you things to smile about each day. Whatever you need, I'm here for you. Just let me know. Just let me know. What do you want? What do you want? Do you want me to stop all these boring stories about things you don't care about? I'm probably not going to do that, but I'll listen to you anyway. Anyway, all right, everybody. Please remember, like always, share some kindness today. Of course, share some smiles. And please always share that positivity. I'll be back to do all those things with you tomorrow morning, 6:30 a.m. Until that time, everybody, have a magical day. See you tomorrow. Bye.